Good morning everyone. Today in this session I am going to discuss regarding the oxygen, dioxygen, commonly known as dioxygen, O2. First let us discuss regarding its laboratory preparation, how we prepare this dioxygen in the laboratory method. So, first method is using the potassium chlorate. Formula for potassium chlorate is KClO3. Potassium chlorate on heating in presence of manganese dioxide MnO2. It decomposes to form potassium chloride and dioxygen. In this way we can prepare the dioxygen in the lab. Second method is by using some of the oxides like silver oxide Ag2O. Silver oxide on heating it decomposes to form silver and dioxygen. Even we can prepare using the mercuric oxide HgO. Mercuric oxide on heating it decomposes to form mercury and dioxygen. We even use some of the oxides like Pb3O4 on heating it decomposes to form PbO, lead oxide. Along with that dioxygen is obtained. We use even the PbO2. PbO2 is nothing but lead dioxide. It decomposes on heating to form lead oxide and O2. This is a second method of preparation of dioxygen using the oxides. Next, the third laboratory method. Using hydrogen peroxide H2O2. H2O2 is known as hydrogen peroxide. Here on catalytic decomposition in presence of finely divided catalyst like MnO2, here hydrogen peroxide decomposes to form water. Along with that dioxygen is also obtained. Third method, it is in the large scale, that is the manufacture here. Manufacture of O2 dioxygen. We can manufacture dioxygen by electrolysis. Electrolysis of water. Here electrolysis of water takes place in presence of small amount of either acid or we can take base. On electrolysis in presence of small amount of either you can take acid or base, water gets electrolyzed to form hydrogen gas and dioxygen. Hydrogen gas is deposited or liberated at cathode and oxygen gas at anode. These are the some of the laboratory methods of preparation as well as the manufacture of dioxygen. Next comes after the methods of preparation is the physical properties. Physical properties. Oxygen O2, you know that it is in the generally it is present in the form of a gas. Oxygen, it is a colorless, odorless and tasteless gas. O2 oxygen, O2, it is present in water in the form of a dissolved oxygen. Oxygen 3.08 cm cube of oxygen is dissolved in 100 cm cube of water. 100 cm cube of water. This amount of oxygen, it is enough for the existence of the aquatic as well as the marine life to exist. 3.08 cm cube of oxygen is dissolved in 100 cm cube of water. This much amount of oxygen is enough for the existence of the marine as well as the aquatic life. Oxygen O2, it is exist in the isotopes, 3 isotopes, 16, 17 as well as oxygen, it is 18. 3 isotopes of oxygen exist here. Oxygen O2, it is paramagnetic in nature with 2 unpaired electrons. Paramagnetic with the 2 unpaired electrons. It is having 2 unpaired electrons. Two unpaired electrons. These are some of the physical properties of dioxygen here. After the physical properties, next comes the chemical properties. In chemical properties, first is reaction with metals. Reaction with the metals. See, this dioxygen reacts with both alkali as well as alkaline earth metals. Like sodium, it reacts with sodium dioxygen to form Na2O, that is sodium oxide. Dioxygen also reacts with calcium to form calcium oxide. This is one term. Dioxygen does not react with noble metals like gold as well as platinum. It does not react with the gold and platinum. Noble metals like gold and platinum here. Third type in metals here, dioxygen reacts with aluminium to form aluminium oxide, Al2O3. It reacts with iron, dioxide reacts with iron to form Fe2O3, iron oxide. And the fourth one in this type is reaction with metals. Here, magnesium. Magnesium, it is in the form of a pink color and it is obtained in the form of, usually in the form of a ribbon like structure, pink ribbon like structure. Magnesium burns in presence of oxygen to form magnesium oxide. These are the reaction with metals. After reaction with metals, here next comes here reaction with non-metals. Second one, reaction with the non-metals. Here some of the reaction like sulfur. Oxygen reacts with the sulfur on heating, it will form sulfur dioxide. Similarly, if carbon is present, carbon it reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide on heating. Phosphorus reacts with oxygen on heating, it will form P4O10. These are the reactions with nonmetals. And next comes a reaction with some of the compounds. A reaction with some of the compounds. Here, dioxygen reacts with zinc sulfide to form zinc sulfate. Dioxygen, it burns the hydrocarbons like methane. All the hydrocarbons burns in presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide as well as the water. It will form carbon dioxide and water. This is in the exam they may give you methane, ethane, propane. In general, all hydrocarbons burns in presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. After this, some of the reaction takes place here in presence of the catalyst here. Like sulfur dioxide, it reacts with oxygen on heating to form sulfur trioxide. In presence of catalyst like V2O5, vanadium pentoxide, and hydrochloric acid, it burns in presence of oxygen in presence of catalyst like CuCl2 to form water as well as the chlorine gas. These are some of the chemical properties of the dioxygen. After chemical properties of dioxygen, last comes the uses here. Uses of dioxygen. First, dioxygen generally it is used for the cutting as well as in the welding purpose. Here in cutting and welding, they use oxyacetylene flame. Oxyacetylene flame is used. Here in oxyacetylene flame, oxygen is used, dioxygen. So the dioxygen it is used in oxyacetylene flame. The oxyacetylene flame it is used for cutting and welding purpose. It is used in the manufacture of the steel. Dioxygen is used in manufacture of steel. In various industries also dioxygen it is used in the manufacture purpose. Dioxygen it is used in hospitals in the form of oxygen cylinders we generally use in the hospitals, in high altitude flying, even in the mountaineering. While climbing the mountain they use the oxygen cylinders. Even by the sea divers who go deep into the sea, they use the oxygen cylinders. Liquid dioxygen it is used. Here dioxygen along with hydrogen it is used in the rocket fuels. Along with the oxygen used along with hydrogen. It is used in rocket fuels. These are the uses of the dioxygen. After dioxygen, next comes here the simple oxides. In general, oxides what are oxides? Oxides are the binary compounds of oxygen with the other elements. In oxides, there are two types. One is simple oxide. Second one is the mixed oxide. In simple oxide, you have different types. First in simple oxide is acidic oxide. Acidic oxide. Here, the definition for acidic oxide is an oxide that reacts with water to form an acid is known as acidic oxide. An acid which reacts with water to form an acidic oxide. To form an acid is known as acidic oxide. Example for this one here, sulfur dioxide. It is an acidic oxide. When it reacts with water, it will form H2SO3. CO2 carbon dioxide. When it reacts with water, it will form H2CO3. Similarly, N2O5 is an acidic oxide. When it reacts with water, it will form HNO3, nitric oxide. An acid oxide is nothing but an acid oxide, when it reacts with water, the obtained product is an acid, then the oxide is known as acidic oxide. After acidic oxide, second comes here the basic oxide. Basic oxide, when it reacts with water, the product obtained is a base. Basic oxide, when it reacts with water, we get product as a base. Example for this is like calcium oxide, CaO. When it reacts with water, it will form a base, that is calcium hydroxide. Similarly, barium oxide, when it reacts with water, you get barium hydroxide. Basic oxide, when it reacts with water, we get the product as a base. Example for basic oxide is calcium oxide and barium oxide. After basic oxide, third one comes here amphoteric oxides. The word itself indicates amphoteric here. An oxide, behaves a dual nature. It behaves both as an acidic oxide as well as basic oxide. Then that oxide is known as amphoteric oxide. Example for amphoteric is Al2O3, Ga2O3. Last form part of this comes here the neutral oxide. Here. Neutral oxide, these are the oxides, they neither act as an acid nor as a base. Then such type of oxides are known as neutral oxides. Example for this is NO, CONO2. Examples for neutral oxides. This is all about the simple oxides. Next comes here mixed oxide. The word itself indicates mixed means two simple oxides combined together to form a mixed oxide. Example it is Pb3O4, Fe3O4. We can obtain this Pb3O4 by 2PbO as well as PbO2. Here two types of simple oxide. Similarly, Fe2O3 as well as FeO give rise Fe3O4. This is all regarding the oxides. Oxides are two types: simple oxides, mixed oxides. Simple oxides, there are four types: acidic oxide, basic oxide, amphoteric oxide and neutral oxides. This completes the oxides here. After oxides, next comes here the ozone, O3. Ozone, O3. Ozone, here it is found in the stratosphere. From the earth's surface about 20 to 25 kilometers, it is the stratosphere where we found the ozone, O3. Generally in the form of a ozone, it will be in the form of a ozone layer. From earth's surface, from 20 to 25 kilometers from the earth's surface, we get ozone in the stratosphere, generally in the form of a ozone layer. Naturally, the ozone, how it is obtained here in the atmosphere? Dioxygen, O2. Dioxygen molecules, they combine in presence of ultraviolet radiation to form ozone. Dioxygen combined in presence of ultraviolet, they absorb the ultraviolet radiations and they form a ozone molecule. In this way, it is naturally obtained in the atmosphere. In the lab, we can prepare this ozone. Preparation in the lab. Laboratory method of preparation. Here, dioxygen, O2, when we silent electric discharge is passed through dioxygen, they combine and they form ozone, O3. The obtained ozone, since it is artificially prepared in the lab, we call this as ozonized oxygen. Why we call it as ozonized oxygen? Because it is prepared from the oxygen. Hence, the obtained ozone is known as ozonized oxygen. This is the laboratory method of preparation of ozone. After the laboratory method of preparation of ozone, next comes here its physical properties. O3, ozone. In nature, it is found in the form of a pale blue gas. Pale blue gas and having a very pungent odor. Its odor is very pungent. We can liquefy this ozone. When we liquefy the ozone, the color will be dark blue in color. Further, if we freeze this ozone, it will form a crystals. The obtained ozone crystals, they are having violet black in color. This ozone O3, it is highly poisonous in nature. In small amount, if we inhale the ozone, it leads to the vomiting and even headache also it causes. But in large exposure of the ozone gas, continuously it is exposed, means it turns even to death also. Such a poisonous gas is the ozone. Ozone, it is diamagnetic in nature. Oxygen was a paramagnetic, but ozone is a diamagnetic in nature. And if you see this ozone, it is heavier than air. Ozone is heavier than the air. These are the physical properties. After physical properties, next comes the chemical properties. Here, this ozone, it is very neutral to the litmus heat. Neutral to the litmus. Second comes the decomposition. Generally, this ozone decomposes even at room temperature, but the decomposition is very slow. Ozone decomposes to form dioxygen. Small amount of ozone decomposes, very small, and the very slow reaction takes place. But the ozone, if we heat around 473 Kelvin in presence of catalyst like platinum black, then the ozone decomposes to form dioxygen. Next comes here the oxidizing property. Ozone acts as a good oxidizing agent because ozone on decomposes, it will form dioxygen, O2, along with that active oxygen is obtained. This is known as active, or it is known as nascent oxygen. Due to the formation of this nascent oxygen, ozone acts as a good oxidizing agent. It is used in various reactions. Here ozone, when it reacts with lead sulfide, when ozone reacts with lead sulfide, it will form as a lead sulfate, and along with that dioxygen is also obtained. Here ozone, it reacts with silver oxide. When ozone reacts with silver oxide, it will form silver and dioxygen. This ozone, when it reacts with Hg, mercurous oxide, when ozone reacts with mercury, it will form mercurous oxide Hg2O. Ozone reacts with mercury to form mercurous oxide. Along with mercurous oxide, here dioxygen is also obtained. During the formation of this mercurous oxide, what happens here? You know that mercury here, its meniscus changes and the mercurous oxide starts sticking to the sides of the test tube. It loses its mercury loses its meniscus and starts sticking to the sides of the test tube, and this property we call it as tailing of mercury. it loses its meniscus. We call it as tailing of mercury. If we add water, if excess of water is added, this water, it dissolves the mercurous oxide which is formed, and the mercury regains its meniscus. It regains its meniscus when excess of water is added to the test tube, because water dissolves the mercurous oxide. Another is when potassium iodide, moist potassium iodide, when it reacts with ozone, we get iodine I2, along with that potassium hydroxide, and dioxygen is obtained. These are the oxidizing properties of the ozone. After the oxidizing property of ozone, here next comes the ozonide formation. Ozonide formation. When some of the alkenes or alkynes, like example, if I take ethene when it reacts with ozone, you may take either alkene or alkyne at 195 Kelvin in presence of CCl4, inert solvent like CCl4. Here the ozone, it attacks at the double bond, and you get the compound is the ozonized ethylene or ethylene ozonide. The obtained compound is known as ethylene ozonide. In this way, ozonide formation takes place. You can take either alkene or alkyne, any one. After this comes here depletion of ozone. Depletion of ozone layer. You know that nowadays depletion of ozone layer is taking place because the supersonic jet aeroplanes, the effluents of the supersonic jet aeroplanes contains NO gas, and this NO gas, when it reacts with the ozone O3, it converts into NO2 and dioxygen. In this way, the effluents containing the NO, which are released from the supersonic jet aeroplanes, it leads to the depletion of the ozone layer. Even CFCs, commonly known as freons, chlorofluorocarbons, they are also the causes for the depletion. Here this CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, they are used in aerosol sprays, as well as they are generally used as a refrigerants also. These are the some of the causes for the depletion of the ozone layer. Last comes in this ozone is the uses of the ozone. Uses of ozone. Ozone, it acts as a mild bleaching agent, and here it is used in bleaching the floor as well as the ivory, and even in the cloths, fabrics, mild bleaching agent. Even in the oils also it is used as a bleaching agent. It is used as an oxidizing agent here. In the manufacture of KMNO4, as well as here in the manufacture of artificial silk. Ozone, it is used as a germicide. It is used as a germicide as well as a disinfectant. Because of its disinfectant character, it is used in the sterilization of the water. It is used to purify the air, especially the air during the tunnels. In purification of air in the tunnels as well, that is generally in the mining. So, in the mining industry, in the tunnels, there will be harmful air will be there. To purify harmful air, ozone is used. These are some of the uses of the ozone. Thank you.